All right, what's up, you guys? Tony Ferguson, KHABIB. Anybody's fight, right? That's anybody's fight, you guys. 2 weeks, man. That's what I've been looking forward to for a long time, as we all have, right? I mean, they've been scheduled, what, 2 or 3 times? The fight is falling apart for different reasons. I mean, hopefully, here's to hoping, right? Fingers crossed, here's to hoping nothing happens this time around. And they go in there and do battle. May the best man win, you know. But, you know, I'm here making my official prediction. But before I get into who I pick, let me just say that, man, this really is a fight of circumstances, you know, because both guys are so damn good at what they do. You have KHABIB, a guy who is just a gorilla in there, you know. If he gets a hold of you and he gets on top of you, you know, it's good night, you know, game over. I mean, the guy's top pressure is just second to none. He's so aggressive. It's like, you know, it's like trying to breathe for 25 minutes, you know, with a pillow over your face, you know. He just smothers you, and you just can't get any air. He doesn't give you any room to breathe, and, you know, he's just smothers you, and there's just nowhere to go. There's nowhere to run, you know. That guy's on you. You can't shake him off, you know. That's the kind of game he thrives on, you know what I mean? And he's been able to do that to pretty much everybody he's ever fought. Nobody's been able to stop him, you know. So to think that Tony Ferguson can stop it, I think, is foolish. But with that said, I think Tony brings something to the table that KHABIB has never seen, and that's just a real unorthodox, you know, unpredictable style. You know, I don't think you can replicate what Tony Ferguson brings. No matter who you bring into camp, I don't think you can simulate what Tony Ferguson is going to bring into the cage. So no matter who KHABIB has been working with, you can't simulate Tony Ferguson. So Tony Ferguson definitely has that going for him. And if Tony wins this fight, it's going to be because of that. It's going to be because of how unorthodox he is, how just bizarre he is with what he does. You know, you don't know what you're going to get with Tony Ferguson. You don't know what's coming next. You know, and the guy never gets tired. He's a cardio freak. He's a cardio machine. The guy never gets tired. You know, and he's so damn unpredictable. And that in itself is frightening. It's horrifying, you know. So I feel like a lot of these fighters, you know, they study their opponents for whatever, 3, 6 months, however long, you know, the buildup is to a certain opponent, right? They study their opponent's style, you know, and they can kind of figure out what to expect and how they're going to counter, you know, what's coming at them. But I feel like with a guy like Tony Ferguson, you don't really know what's coming at you, you know, and that would be alarming for me if I was fighting Tony Ferguson. You know, that'd be the part that wouldn't sit well with me, you know, just not knowing what this guy's going to bring in there, you know. And knowing he's not going to get tired either, that's scary, you know. That's scary because fatigue makes cowards of us all, right? I mean, in any facet of life, you know, fatigue, man, it reveals your true character, you know what I mean? And Tony just doesn't seem to get fatigued, man. He's just like the Terminator, you know, and it's like a blend of the Terminator and the Energizer Bunny, you know. The guy's just like unstoppable. He's invincible, and he just keeps coming, man. You know, and he's able to break a lot of people just by having those tools in his arsenal, you know. But KHABIB. Damn it, you know. I want to sit here and say that the guy's too one-dimensional to beat a guy like Tony Ferguson. So I do think KHABIB is pretty one-dimensional, you know. His stand-up's okay. I mean, I think it's basic, but I don't think it's really impressive by any means. But his aggression, and just once he gets a hold of you, man, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, it's so fucking suffocating, man. It's just, he gets a hold of you, he doesn't let go, and there's nowhere you can go, and he's just, man, when he gets on top of you, it's just, he has his way with you because, you know, he knows how to use his weight, and he's so heavy on you. Even though he's a smaller guy, man, he knows how to use his weight perfectly because you can just see these guys when they're under him, man. They're just helpless under there. They're just helpless, you know. There's nothing they can do. They have that look in their eyes like, oh, fuck, what'd I get myself into, you know. They just, like, they're lost, you know. like a fish out of water. Like they just don't know what to do, man. Like they've never been in that situation before. And he does that to opponent after opponent after opponent. You know, so I just think my official pick, I think Khabib's going to get it done. But 40% of me thinks Tony's going to get it done. So it's like 60-40 in favor of Khabib for me. Because I just think Khabib's going to, you know, he's just going to do what he does. You know, he's just going to guerrilla his way, you know, to another victory, you know. But I think he's going to have to grind it out for 5 rounds. And I don't think it's going to be a unanimous decision by any means. And I think Khabib's going to get messed up, man, with elbows. I think Tony's going to put him in a meat grinder, you know, and be the butcher that he is, you know, with elbows. I mean, Tony has the ability to really fuck you up, man, with his elbows and his knees. And, I mean, he's so unorthodox that, you know, I think he definitely has the ability to get a doctor stoppage by cut, you know. Now that I'm sitting here talking about this is the first time I've actually considered this, but he could very possibly get a doctor stoppage due to cuts against Khabib, you know. So I'm going to go with my official pick is going to be Khabib. You know, I think he's going to get it done just by being, you know, just repeated takedowns. And he's probably, I don't think he's going to take a lot of chances from top position. Because anytime he lifts his head up to get space, he's going to open himself up for elbows. And I think after he eats a few of Tony's elbows, he's going to become very hesitant to lift his head up. So I think it's going to be a lot of lay and pray with Khabib. Hopefully the ref in the match stands him up, you know, and makes it an exciting fight, because I think, honestly, I think if Khabib's smart and he wants to win this fight, he's going to have to play it really safe. He's going to have to lay and pray, you know, because Tony's dangerous with submissions. He's dangerous with elbows. So there's a lot of shit Khabib has to worry about, you know. And there's no question, Tony brings a lot more to the table than Khabib does, you know. But I think Khabib has just got his own style down so damn good that nobody's been able to stop him thus far. And I just think he's going to find a way to get it done. But make no mistake, I think it's going to be a close fight. But I think it's just going to be a matter of, you know, Tony's going to be trying to, you know, fend off Khabib pretty much all night. And Khabib's going to just be as aggressive as hell, but he's going to eat shots, man, you know, all night. So I think Khabib's going to look like a train wreck after this fight, you know, and I'm hoping Tony, you know, fights the way Carlos Condit did when Carlos fought George St. Pierre. If you guys go back and watch that fight, every time George took Carlos down, Condit made him work his ass off for that position. Every time George lifted his head, he was slamming home elbows. I mean, repeatedly cutting George up, lumping him up. And that's exactly what Tony has to do. He has to plant that seed of doubt in Khabib's mind every time Khabib gets him down, you know. Make Khabib uncomfortable there. You know, if you let Khabib get comfortable on top of you, you're fucked, man. You're fucked. The fight's over, you know. Yeah, he's already dangerous enough when he's on top of you. If you start throwing elbows, you're going to get him a little paranoid about getting cut, and he's going to be a little more hesitant to take you down. He's going to be more hesitant to lift up and try to throw strikes, you know, and that's going to cause more ref stand-ups, which works in Tony's favor. So that's exactly what Tony needs to do. Plant that seed of doubt in his head right away. Fucking throw those elbows, man. If Khabib gets on top of Tony, Tony has to throw those elbows, man, you know, and just be a butcher. Just slice away, and draw blood. Just seek blood. Tony's got to be like a killer out there, you know what I mean? He's got to be desperate on his back. And Khabib's got to do what he does, you know? Take Tony down, try to limit Tony's opportunities to get time and space. Yeah, but it's going to be a hell of a fight, man, regardless of what way it goes. But, yeah, I guess 60% of me is going with Khabib. I think he gets it done, but I wouldn't be surprised one damn bit, you guys, if Tony pulls it off. Let me know what you guys think.